Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter which will be organic chemistry. Now, question comes, what is organic chemistry? It is a chemistry in which we study about carbon and its compounds. Now, the question also comes that why do we study this chemistry separately from other forms of chemistry? The reason is the type of organic compounds and the number of organic compounds available. Organic compounds are available in such a large numbers with different properties that it is not possible to keep this with other forms of chemistry. So it has to be studied separately, which is organic chemistry. Now, when we talk about organic chemistry, the first thing that comes in our mind is the meaning of organic. Organic means pertaining to life or related to life. And organic compounds means the compounds which are obtained from the sources of living organisms, that is from plants and animals. Now, since these compounds are obtained from plants and animals, and it was also believed that these organic compounds cannot be prepared, it can only be obtained from plants and animals, so it is called vital force. That means which can be obtained only from the nature. But this vital force theory was soon discarded when the first organic compound was prepared, and the first organic compound that was prepared was urea from ammonium cyanide. This is how it was. This is ammonium cyanide. On being heated, a new organic compound was obtained, which is urea. This is the formula of urea, and it is known to be the first organic compound that is prepared. Otherwise, it was believed that organic compounds can never be prepared, it can only be obtained from the nature or from the vital force. But after this, the vital force theory was completely discarded, and thereafter millions of organic compounds are being formed, are being prepared, and today also it is being carried on. A large number of organic compounds, almost every day a new organic compound is being added to the existing one. So vital force theory was completely discarded. Now let us come to the reason that what is so important nature in carbon that it can give so many variety of organic compounds. Remember one thing, it is only carbon that has that unique nature which can prepare or which can be used to make a large number of organic compounds. And there are two important nature what we find with carbon, with the help of which a large number of organic compounds are made, is tetravalency, and second is catenation property. Second one is catenation. Tetravalency is that property of carbon atom due to which it can use all the four valence electrons in the formation of bond. Carbon can form double bond, single bond, triple bond, that is all three types of bond can be formed due to the share of 1 electron, 2 electrons and 3 electrons of carbon atoms. So this property of carbon atom, where carbon atom can use all its 4 electrons in the formation of the bond, is called tetravalency. Second is the property which is called catenation. Catenation means self-linking. That means carbon atom can link or can form bond with other carbon atoms to form large number of chains. It can form a long chain, and this formation of the long chain, with the help of the self-linking process, which is also called catenation, it can give rise to different number of organic compounds. So because of these two properties, carbon can form large number of organic compounds, where we find the organic compounds containing single bond, double bond, triple bond. It may have a straight chain, branch chain or cyclic chain, which is also called closed chain. Let us now come to see how can these two properties be used in the formation of various organic compounds. So this is the formation of straight chain, branch chain and closed chain by using the property called catenation and tetravalency. And you will see that when I draw the straight chain, branch chain and closed chain, tetravalency of carbon atom will be satisfied. That is, all 4 valence electrons can be used up. Take an example of straight chain, where carbon atom can self-link with other carbon atoms in a straight chain. With all other bonds, where you find tetravalency is completed or satisfied for each carbon atom. Let us see that, for example, this carbon is there. This is one bond which is bonded with the next carbon atom, and the remaining 3 bonds can be bonded either with hydrogen or with other atoms like carbon or nitrogen. But in all the cases, tetravalency will be satisfied. Where we can see these carbon atoms, we also see that 2 bonds means 2 electrons out of 4 have been used up, and here we have 2 more electrons which will also form the bond, where we can have hydrogen or oxygen, or as I said, nitrogen can be attached to it. It all depends upon what kind of organic compounds are formed. This is an example of straight chain where the carbon is in a straight line. Let us see what is branch chain. We have one example of branch chain where you find carbon is bonded as a branch. This is a straight chain of carbon where you find one more carbon is there in the form of branch. That's why it is called branch chain. Now to satisfy the tetravalency, that is to complete the valence electron, 4 valence electron, there should be 4 bonds for each carbon atom. For this, we can have 3 more bonds for this carbon atom, so that you can see 4 bonds are completed. If you count this carbon atom, there are 3 bonds, 1 more bond will be required. For this carbon atom, there are 2 bonds, 2 more bonds are there to complete tetravalency. For this carbon atom, 3 more bonds are required. Similarly, for this carbon atom, we have 3 more bonds. Now, when you see the carbon atom of this compound, you will find each carbon atom has completed its tetravalency. This is the example of branch chain. There can be more than one branches also at the same time. That we will see afterwards. Then closed chain where you will find carbon atoms forming a ring. This is how. This is an example of a closed chain where again you find carbon will have all the 4 bonds or 4 electrons used. For this carbon atom we have 2 bonds used, 2 more bonds will be required. This way we can give. Similarly for each carbon atom there will be 2 more bonds where we find tetravalency of each carbon atom is completed. And how can this bond be used? That we can see afterwards when we will go through more and more into the organic compounds. This structure can also be written in the form of hexagonal shape where each corner of the hexagon represents carbon atoms. And these are the bonds for this carbon atom. For this carbon atom there are 2 bonds and so on. There can be double bond also in the closed chain. For example, if this is drawn, this is also an organic compound where each corner or each vertex represents carbon atoms, and when you draw one more bond here, it means this will have a double bond. This I'll show you how does it look. For example, this is one carbon atom. These 2 corners will have another carbon atom. Then we have one bond for this one carbon atom. Then there will be a double bond. Again there is one bond. This vertex will have one carbon atom, and this is another bond. Now how will you complete the tetravalency for this? Since this carbon atom has got 2 bonds, it requires 2 more bonds. This carbon atom, when you count, it has 1, 2, 3 bonds altogether. That means it has 1 more bond. Then for this carbon atom we have 3. We have 1 more bond for this. Similarly for this we have this bond. Then we have the bond. This way the bonds are. Now if you count for each carbon atom, again the tetravalency will be completed. So with the help of the unique property, as I said, it can form straight chain, branch chain and closed chain. Now let us see how using those properties it can form single bond, double bond or triple bond. So we have next formation of single bond, double bond and triple bond. Let us see few examples. For single bond, there will be only one bond between 2 carbon atoms. And of course tetravalency will be there. 3 bonds are there. For double bond, there will be 2 bonds between at least 2 carbon atoms in a chain. For example, if you take this is an example of double bond where we have to complete the tetravalency, because this carbon has 2 bonds, 2 more bonds it needs, then it becomes, or it has completed the tetravalency. Same way with this carbon atom also. This is an example of double bond. Then we have another example for triple bond where there will be 3 bonds between 2 carbon atoms. And to complete the tetravalency we require 1 more bond for each carbon atom. So if I put hydrogen for the formation of the bond, you find the example becomes ethane. Then this is an example of ethene, and this is an example of ethyne. So these are the use of the unique nature of carbon atoms. Let me repeat the unique nature, which is catenation and tetravalency. We will see some more of thing about the organic compounds in the next class. Thank you.